Hi, it's Ellen. I'm in the car again, waiting on kids, as so often you do in mom life. But I thought I would spend my time doing a little bit of crochet and something for you guys. So this is Bonbon Lux. Bonbon is part of the Nako brand, and I bought this yarn from My Sea Rose. It's a yarn company, an online yarn company that also has an app. And if you download the app, or use the app, you get a 5% discount from the prices from the online website. And it's very easy to find the code for that. It's right at the very top of the page you get to in the app when you open it. So right at the very top, it gives you the code for the 5% off. And I found that in the app, they had more options than they did on the online shop, including colors and that said they were sold out on the website. They were available in the app. So that's a good alternative. The prices were very reasonable, and they were having a sale on Nako when I bought. So I can't remember how much I paid, but I will put it on the screen for you. As I said, I'm sitting in the car. Like most of the Nako labels, you have a lot of information here. I've got a gauge swatch like you usually have. It's 100 grams and 240 meters in there. So pretty thin. Well, not so thin. I would say it's a 3. It's kind of got the bumpies, not as bad as some, but it's not because it's designed in that sort of necklace chain style, but just that the way it's plied is a little bit looser round, so it sort of gives it that bumpy look, but it's not really that texture of yarn. It is, where are we? 100% acrylic. And I've been making flower bouquets to give to people. At this time of year, there's graduations and confirmations and all the Asians. And so instead of giving them flowers that would die, I've been giving them crocheted flowers. And I thought the orange would make some pretty flowers. So that's what I intend to do with it. This color is 98871, and there were lots of colors in this. This is the Bonbon Lux. Yeah, because there are several different kinds of bonbons, as there are. I think I know them all. Maybe you do too. We can be friends. It does have a dye lot. So it's soft enough that you could make a wearable out of it, or any kind of project that you would have near your skin, or that baby might be touching, or anything like that. It is soft enough for that. So if you are doing a larger project, you want to make sure you even perhaps over order in your color to make sure that you're not trying to match a dye lot later on in the process. Now, usually, as things have developed, when I started crocheting more than 30 years ago, dye lot was so vital. I think the technology has improved in sort of these mass-produced yarns to the point they're pretty close. But if you're doing a sweater or a shirt or a dress or something all in one yarn, and then you get a ball that's off even just a slight little bit, it's going to be really noticeable. So that is the one thing I would say beware of. Think about, they're giving hook recommendations of 4 to 4.5. And if I'm reading this correctly, knitting needle recommendations of a 3. But the way it's written is not so clear. So that could be reversed. Often Nako suggests smaller size for knitting needles than crochet hooks. So it could be the reverse, but it's just all sorted together on this one here. So, and tiny. It's not so good for us older people whose eyes are going. But anyway, it also says something that is key and important to people like me. Oh, focus. There we go. Machine washable. Amen. So often we don't see that anymore. It's all hand wash, lie flat, and sorry, like, I've got kids. I don't have a whole lot of space for lying everything out flat. So I was very happy to see that. I'm going to put it to the test and we'll see just how machine washable it is. It doesn't say anything anywhere about dryer. I'll test that too. Okay, I'm going to get to work. Okay, so I have 3 samples and I did something a little different than I usually do because the hook recommended, or the recommended hook size was a size 3. I didn't have a 3 in the car, so I used a 3.75, and it was really tight, like really tight. I felt like I was fighting with it, and it is not a stiff or difficult yarn. It was just so tight at that size. I mean, it's sort of like aragurumi stitches at that size. So for the second one, I used a 5. And for the third one, I used a 6. And you can see the stitch definition on all 3 is very good. I really didn't have any trouble working with this yarn. I had no real issues with splitting or anything like that. That all went really well. But our measurements are going to be more important because we've got 3 different sizes now. So this first one is 8 centimeters. The second one is 9. And we're starting close here. And the third one, is that 9 too? Or am I? Let me start it so that it's fully lined up. Yeah, more like 9.5, I guess. Okay, so 9.5 is going in the dryer and 9 is going in the washer. And we'll leave the little guy just as our sample. And part of the reason I got such vivid colors, you can really see the orange there in the sun, and that's actually a pretty accurate version of what kind of orange it is in the sun. It is that bright, but it is also this pumpkin-y when you're not in the bright light. So it's very pretty with that sort of color dimension based on the light. Part of the reason I got this bright color is to see about color fastness of the yarn. I also realized that I forgot to weigh it for you, probably because I was in the car. And so I'll do that now. So put the ball on, we're at 93, grab the 3, and we're at 104. So right in the realm of where it should be. Usually almost, I actually have never seen a Nako that didn't weigh in with what it should be, but I would have said that about Stinley too, and then I found some that didn't weigh what they should. So Nako is doing well so far. I'm going to go wash these. Sorry about the bad lighting. It's a major thunder and rainstorm here at the moment, and I just can't find anywhere in the house. Ring lights, phone lights, everything. Nothing is giving me better light on the orange. It's just looking really dark. But you can see that they all still measure the same. There was no shrinkage in the washer or the dryer. It was a nice soft yarn to start with, but this one that has come out of the dryer is just it is so soft and squishy, and the drape on it is nicer than this one. However, this one has the stitches are very, very tight, because you'll remember this was done with a smaller size hook, 2 sizes smaller. And this was the middle one. So that could also account for some of the softness and some of the drape on the one that comes out of the dryer. But there's no fade in the color, despite it being such a vivid and deep color to begin with. There's absolutely no fade on it. There's really no pilling or extra fluff on this one that is not on that one. Stitch definition is still good. No extra puff. It's a great yarn, a very versatile yarn. It starts off soft, it stays soft, and I personally will throw it in the washer dryer. That's not necessarily my recommendation, because I never recommend against what the label says. I'm just saying what I would do after my little experiment here. So my final thoughts on Bonbon Lux from Nako. Good. It's a good yarn. It's soft on the hands. It's easy to work with. Maybe a little more splitting than I was expecting. But maybe that was just a little bit of user error. It's great. It washed well. It dried well. Doesn't say anything about dryer on here, so it gives you no recommendations. I've given you the information. You can make your own decisions about it. But have you used Bonbon Lux? What did you use it for? Tell us about your experience. Share that with me in the comments. And that button right under my head, right under the ball that says subscribe, go ahead and give that a push. That'd be great. And we'll see you for the next review. Have a great day, everybody.